Today we're going to talk about one of the silent killers of investment performance, taxes. Now, taxes are a fact of life and we can't really avoid them forever, but we can be strategic about when we actually pay those so that it doesn't negatively affect our finances. Now, one thing I see with a lot of people is that they own mutual funds, good mutual funds that perform pretty well, but they happen to be tax inefficient. And what I mean by that is every year, mutual funds have to pay out what's called capital gains distributions. And every time they do that, they send you a form at the end of the tax year, and you actually have to pay taxes on that. Now, it doesn't matter if you bought it or sold it during the year, that tax burden is going to come to you whether you like it or not. So here's an example of that. If we have a married couple that makes $150,000 a year, and say they have a $250,000 portfolio, it's not uncommon for them to get capital gains distributions from their mutual fund around $10,000 in any given year. So if they got that, then the taxes that they would actually have to pay on that would be $1,500. Now, that doesn't sound like a huge amount of money, but when you compound that $1,500 per year, year after year after year, it adds up to a lot of money. So what we need to do is we need to do something called asset location. And what that means is you want to make sure that your tax inefficient investments, like a mutual fund, are inside a tax efficient vehicle, something like an IRA. And conversely, you might have a tax efficient investment like an index fund. And since that is good from a tax standpoint, you can put that into a tax inefficient account. So the example I use here is that mutual fund that you might like and own, and maybe it's in your taxable account. You can still own it, but instead of owning it in your tax inefficient account, you can put it in your IRA, your tax efficient IRA. And that way, when they pay out those capital gains distributions year after year, you're not having to pay taxes on any of that until you actually pull money out of the IRA. And then we have index funds, sometimes called passive funds. These are funds that try to match an index like the S&P 500 or Dow Jones Industrial Average. They don't trade a lot, so they don't have a lot of capital gains, if ever. And because they're tax efficient, you can actually take those and put that into your tax inefficient account. By being strategic with where you're putting your mutual funds and all your investments into a tax efficient account or tax inefficient account, you can end up saving yourself a lot of money over time. This is something we do for clients a lot. When we get their investments, we make sure that all their investments are located in the right kind of account so that they're not having to pay unexpected tax bills year after year. So if you need help with your investments and you're not really sure how to do this asset location strategy, then please call us and we'll be sure to help you with your investments.